It is 2001, and a graduate student at the University of Michigan is sitting in front of a computer screen, switching between two simple tasks. Classify a number, classify a letter, back and forth again and again. Nothing about it feels difficult, and yet every single time she switches, something invisible happens inside her head, a hidden tax, paid in milliseconds, that she cannot feel and cannot see. Her name doesn't matter to history, but her data does. Because what researcher David Meyer found that year would quietly demolish one of the most comforting myths of modern life. You think you can multitask, you really do not. Picture your own morning. Email open in one tab, a group chat buzzing on your phone, a podcast playing in the background while you write a report. You feel productive. You feel like a person efficiently juggling 3 streams of information at once. Here's the question worth sitting with. What is actually happening inside your brain when you do this? Neuroscientists have a clean answer, and it is not the one you want. Your brain does not run 2 conscious tasks in parallel. It cannot. Instead, it does something called task switching, slamming the door on one mental process and yanking open another over and over, dozens of times a minute. Every switch requires your prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive control center, to reload an entirely new set of rules, goals, and context. And reloading takes time, real, measurable time. Meyer's research, published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology, found that this switching cost can eat up to 40% of someone's productive time. 40%. Think about that for a second. Nearly half of a workday spent not working, not really, spent reloading. So how did we end up believing the opposite? How did multitasking become a badge of honor? Printed on resumes, praised in job interviews, worn like a skill. Part of the answer is that multitasking feels efficient even when it is not. Your brain is excellent at producing a sensation of fluency while quietly underperforming. This is the trap. You are not deceiving your boss when you claim to multitask well. You are deceiving yourself first. In 2009, a team at Stanford led by psychologist Clifford Nass decided to test this directly. They gathered self-identified heavy multitaskers, people convinced they were good at it, and ran them through a series of cognitive tests. Filter irrelevant information. Switch between tasks quickly. Hold multiple ideas in working memory at once. The heavy multitaskers lost every time. Nass was blunt about it afterward. He said the people who multitask the most are paradoxically the worst at every single component skill multitasking requires. They were more easily distracted. They struggled more to filter out irrelevant information. Their working memory was less organized, not more. The very habit they were proud of had quietly eroded the mental muscles needed to do it well. Now picture the moment this becomes more than an inconvenience. A surgeon stands over an operating table, glancing at a buzzing phone on the counter. A pilot scans a checklist while a radio crackles with 3 overlapping voices. A driver glances down at a text message for 2 seconds at 60 miles an hour. 2 seconds at that speed is enough distance to cross a football field with your eyes effectively closed. This is not a story about laziness or willpower. It is a story about architecture, the simple physical limits of a brain that evolved to focus on one threat, one task, one fire at a time, not 11 browser tabs. So if multitasking is mostly an illusion, what is actually happening when it feels like you're getting away with it? Some tasks are automatic enough to coexist, walking while talking, for instance, because walking requires almost no conscious oversight once you've learned it. But the moment 2 tasks both require conscious attention, your brain cannot run them simultaneously. It can only alternate, and each alternation comes with a cost: lost time, increased errors, and a measurable rise in stress hormones. A 2005 study out of the University of London found that the cognitive drop from heavy multitasking during demanding tasks was comparable to losing an entire night of sleep. Not a slight dip. A full night gone. Here is where the story takes its turn. If switching is the real cost, not the tasks themselves, then the fix is not willpower. It is structure. Researchers who study attention now talk less about discipline and more about environment design. Closing tabs before they open, batching email into windows instead of a constant drip, putting the phone in another room rather than face down on the desk, because even a visible silenced phone measurably pulls on your attention just by sitting there. This single shift in understanding changes a lot. It means the busy executive answering 3 emails while on a call is not impressively efficient. She is paying a hidden tax on every task, all day, every day, without ever feeling the bill arrive. It means the student doing homework with 4 tabs open is not learning faster. He is learning slower and worse while feeling busier than ever. And it means something quietly hopeful too. Because if the problem is not a personal failing, not laziness, not weakness, not a uniquely scattered mind, but a basic universal feature of how every human brain is built, then the solution was never about trying harder. It was about designing a life with fewer doors to slam shut and reopen. So think back to that graduate student in 2001, switching between a number and a letter, again and again, never once feeling the cost. And think of your own morning, the tabs, the buzzing phone, the podcast in the background. You were never doing three things at once. You were doing one thing badly 3 times.